Well, I wanted to do a video that's not really like my usual videos, but I wanted it to be quite a positive thing, and it's about self-improvement. Because I've been doing a few things recently that I might have mentioned in other videos, but I think that's working really well for me, so I wanted to share those, and maybe it would be good for people watching out there. Various things. So as I said in a video the other day, I've stopped watching the news now. I don't watch TV at all, really. I think now and again there's stuff I watch online that's TV programs, And I have a few box sets from like the HBO kind of TV series, but I don't for the most part watch TV at all. And so far I think that's having a really positive effect on my outlook on things, since turning off the really biased news channels that are doom and gloom 24/7, I feel a lot more positive about things. I've been doing a lot of, not to say I'm like depressed or anything, but I think if you end up watching those news channels for too long, they just do get you down in ways, because it's all, doom and gloom, as I said, 24/7 on them, because that's, bad news stories sell, so they have to constantly pump out bad news stories. So I'm not trying to, stick my head in the sand and not know anything about what's going on in the world and stay ignorant to things, but I think, watching a news channel isn't actually a very accurate portrayal of what is going on in the world anyway. So I'd rather hear important news stories from friends and family, maybe look into them that way, rather than actually, hearing non-stop stuff on the TV that's probably got an agenda behind it and whatever else. So there's that. I've been very active at the moment in terms of like getting back into weightlifting and sort of jogging and stuff like that, trying to keep myself active. Because I have ulcerative colitis, my weight can fluctuate quite a lot, where often I'll just start losing weight really rapidly. I could drop 10 kilos sort of in a week or so, and feel really underwhelmed and, sort of lethargic, I guess you'd call it, and stuff like that. But my weight gain's been going quite well again recently. I'm not eating the healthiest diet, but I'm trying to eat about 3,000 calories a day and combining that with exercise of various sorts, just to keep myself hopefully and try and get into good shape again, just simply because when you have chronic illness it can often make it really hard to stay on top of things like that. As I said in the video like a week or so ago, I've started taking CBD now. It's been legalised in the UK, and so far that seems to be going really well. A lot of the symptoms that I have with things have sort of minimised or gone completely, so it seems to be helping. The main issue with CBD is finding it at sensible prices, because really I can't afford to pay £20 plus a month for CBD, so I've been looking around. I've bought a different type from a different brand that's a bit cheaper, so I'm going to have to see how well it works, see how much I can and can't take to balance the price out of that. As I think I've said before, but I don't know how many people know, I've been doing YouTube full time now for a few months. Ideally I want a part-time job. Maybe I'm gonna be finding something soon, so fingers crossed on that. I can support myself really with YouTube and Patreon, so a big thank you to all the people who support me on there. But really, the amount of sort of money I'd rather have coming in is more, because that's why when people keep going, can you do a review on this gas mask and things like that, no, I can't really afford to. I buy stuff when it's really cheap on eBay, but for the most part I have to be very sensible what I spend when I'm not in work, because a lot of people, will just blow their money really quickly. I'm definitely a very frugal person anyway, but, when I've got excessive money I will spend it, but, like I've complained before on here really, that house prices where I am are, totally unaffordable, unless you're, renting a house between a lot of people, splitting it, and, you go for a sort of not a great house. I don't really want to get into renting personally, because that way I see it, you're losing more money than you're spending and saving kind of thing. So as I said, I'd like to be doing part-time work on top of YouTube. If it's a really good balance, then I can still keep doing the daily videos, but it's more income. It means I'm out and doing stuff. I still volunteer every Thursday at an animal shelter, but like I need to actually kind of, I think, be doing work, and because it's a bit weird with YouTube, because what I basically do is some days I'll do several videos a day, schedule them throughout the week. Some days I do one video a day and keep the schedule going further and further back, because I always like to be on top of videos. I don't ever want to think I need to get a video done before 5 PM today. I always like to work ahead. That way when stuff comes up, that it obviously occasionally does, and I can't do a video on a certain day, I've at least got other stuff to do. But yeah, everything's going well in that. I'm saying doing a lot of exercise again is really helping me, because as I said ages ago, months ago, whether it was I had a slipped disc, the doctor thought it was very painful to do stuff, but I can shoot crossbows again now, so maybe I'll do some crossbow videos. Saw a very good physiotherapist when I eventually got an appointment because of the NHS waiting times, but yeah, you know, he was very efficient. I did all the exercises he recommended. My back sorted itself out fairly quickly after that, so I don't need to be on any pain meds or anything now, which is all good. But I think he thought I actually had a ripped tendon or something rather than a slip disc, but you know, it was very painful, whatever it was, but you know, so that's all good. So I don't know what I can really expect you to take away from this, but I guess maybe the same. So far for me, although I'm only like maybe less than a week into it, not watching the news and not watching TV has done great things for my mental health, in my opinion, because, like I said, I don't trust anything on TV. If you're going to get news, get it from, you know, what you think is a completely impartial source and that doesn't do, you know, emotional reporting. It reports stories as they are factually, not putting a horrible agenda on everything and, you know, trying to make you feel miserable for reading it, so you keep checking back. Well, another thing I have been doing is I'm really trying to cut down on caffeine. I used to drink a lot of coffee all throughout the day and cups of tea. What I'm doing now is sort of setting myself a rule that after 2 or 3 PM, it's not concrete, it depends on, you know, what I've been doing in a day, I don't drink any more coffee, don't drink any more caffeinated stuff, full stop. And also, you know, I'm trying to limit myself to only a couple of cups of coffee as well in the morning, because I found that's helping me sleep a lot better. One of the big problems I've always had is I tend to be a bit of a night owl, but I don't know how much of that is just simply down to caffeine. So quite often what would happen with me is in the evenings I wouldn't feel tired. I'd go to bed at like 3 or 4 AM, because if I went to bed earlier than that I wouldn't be able to get to sleep. You know, and if you're not able to get to sleep and you're laying in bed trying to get to sleep, I think that can actually get you down quite a lot emotionally, because I'd say the times I feel lowest are actually when I'm trying to get to sleep, because your brain sort of is kind of hyperactive, I think, when it's doing that. So you're more likely to have a lot of negative thoughts. But what's been really good is since cutting down on the caffeine, most nights I can go to bed, you know, around midnight. I can get to sleep fairly quickly after laying down. I can get up at 8 AM, which is something that I'm not very good at normally. You know, don't feel tired in the mornings. I can actually spring out of bed a lot of the time now, which is great, and get on and have a really productive day. Where when I was, you know, having a lot of insomnia type things, I was, you know, going to bed really late or not being able to get to sleep, you know, not being in an emotionally great state by the time I get to sleep, waking up and either having to get up to do something and then, you know, being sleep deprived, or getting up at something like 12 AM, wasting a lot of the day. Because it's getting into winter now, you know, it's not very nice in the sense that if I get up at 12 I only have like 3 hours or 4 hours of daylight, so it's much nicer getting up earlier, having a lot of daylight, getting stuff done in the morning, you know, and then feeling sleepy when I should feel tired. So yeah, everything's looking up, everything's good. I saw I hit 19,000 subscribers the other day, and I think I'm already on something like 19,200 by the time this video goes live. You know, so that's really nice. So big thank you to everybody who watches my channel, supports me, especially the people on Patreon. You're a massive help to you know, keep me going. The more Patreon support I get, again, the more stuff I will be able to get, like new gas masks and that. Although, as I have said before, you know, I'm running out of space for a lot of masks, so it might be I just go for masks that are really unusual and interesting, rather than just saying, oh, that mask looks cheap, I'll get that to add it to the collection. So yeah, just a big thank you to everyone. Hopefully some people watching this might take away some important information, but you know, what I can mostly recommend is, if you're drinking a lot of caffeine and coffee, you know, make sure you stop it early in the day. Doing that has done wonders for me so far. I've had a bit of caffeine withdrawal, headaches and things, but you know, you can just take paracetamol for that and kind of just bare your teeth, you know, and get through it. And yeah, just trying to, you know, stay active. You know, again, as I was saying, exercising. Now I'm able to get back into exercising again. It makes me feel great, makes me feel motivated. So there's all that. Yeah, and just do what you enjoy. If you've got hobbies, do them. You know, do good work. And as I said, I would really recommend people stop watching the news. So far, after detoxing myself, it's feeling great. I'm going to carry on ignoring the news because it's all just doom and gloom. And it's doing great things for me, so hope this helps you as well.